Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. All right, guys, so I took a couple days off, trekked up to visit the family up in the Great White North, and it is the Great White North already. We got lots of snow here already. Not liking it. I can deal with the Canadian winters because I can travel all the time. I go to the States, I go to Florida, I go to Vegas a ton of times, go to the Caribbean. Not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen, unfortunately. So I have to ride out an entire Canadian winter for the first time in, I don't know, since I was a kid, I think. So before we get into it, guys, important announcement. Today's video brought to you by betopenly.com, the world's first peer-to-peer sports betting site. I know I mention every day. It's probably like background noise to you guys now. You know, I say today's video brought to you by betopenly.com. Today's video brought to you. If you haven't checked them out, guys, seriously, the value on there is insane. This past weekend, I'm looking at like some of the bets on there. A lot of the bets are just on the wrong side. So, there's value there in terms of, in my eyes anyway. There's value there. And the odds, you cannot beat the odds, guys. So check them out. All right. I didn't have any plays yesterday. I had a couple plays in Masterclass on Monday for the Monday football game. We won in Masterclass Monday night. I want to bring something up though. I want to address something, okay? So Monday Night Football, guys, there's been a lot of people, throwing the F word around. Fixed, right? It's fixed, it's a hoax, whatever. All the stuff you hear. Yeah, the same people that say it's fixed, you see them next week betting again. So, if something was fixed, like if you legitimately deep down inside you believed it was fixed, why would you continue to bet? But anyways, that's besides the point. I want to talk about that though, because there's a lot of people saying, okay, they went for 2 points, totally fixed, covered the spread, Vegas. I saw one guy in Vegas. This is a heartbreaker. One guy lost $500,000, $500,000 he had bet, and it cost him that half point. He lost by a half point in that game. But I do want to discuss this because, in a few weeks ago, guys, in the Green Bay game, Green Bay did the exact same thing. And at the time, I criticized it myself. Okay, I certainly didn't come out and say it was fixed, but I criticized the decision. I said, why go for that? You're down 14, you score. Why are you going to go for it in that situation? Well, since then, I've done some reading because I actually had a viewer say, it's the right decision. I said, right decision. So I looked into it more. Believe it or not, mathematically, it actually does make sense. And more teams are starting to do this now. You're down 2 scores. Doesn't matter how much time's left. The right play is the right play, regardless how much time is left. Because I know people say, okay, there's 13 seconds left. Why would they go for 2? It's fixed. But the reality is the coach did make the right decision. It's something you can Google it. You don't believe me, Google it. There's other people who run the math on it as well. But it is the right play to do. So, certainly when you lose a game that way, it feels like, the fix is in. My other answer to the people who say that, hey, it's fixed. Because, I can understand from an amateur sports bettor standpoint, look at that and think, it looks fishy. Even from a professional standpoint, you say, it looks fishy. But my other answer that I always tell people is if you believe that a sport is fixed, and I do not, okay? I don't think, bottom line, sports are not fixed. There are random occurrences sometimes, such as like point shaving or, the odd referee, call them crooked zebras, that can help influence games. But sports in general are not, they're not fixed, okay? So, my solution that I tell people when they claim, sports are fixed, then my thing is if you believe that sports are fixed, then stop betting on teams getting 80% of the money on primetime games. That's the start, okay? Which was the case with the Seahawks. So anyways, guys, I'm going to get into today's game. There were some more things I want to talk about. I am going to bring up something that I alluded to. I'm not going to do it today, but I am going to bring it up. And that is the occurrence of point shaving in college basketball. I'm going to discuss what point shaving is, how it affects outcomes of games and what we can do about it ultimately. But I'm not going to talk about that today. Today I'm going to do a full breakdown of the football game that we thought would never get here. That is Baltimore and Pittsburgh, guys. This game just kept getting pushed back. But here, the day has come. It is here. I've been looking forward to this game. I had circled on my calendar, and then I had to move my calendar a few times. But I like this game, guys. So I'm going to give you a full breakdown, okay? I'm going to give you a full breakdown, and then, you can decide. Follow or fade, right? But I have some picks here for you guys. Pittsburgh is 10-0, okay? They're 10-0, undefeated. Only undefeated team left in the NFL. They've had a soft schedule, okay? They've really had a soft schedule. As a matter of fact, they only played 3 teams that are over 500 this year. The other teams, not even close to over 500. We're talking about teams with, 2 wins, 3 wins. They played some bad teams, okay? Out of the 3 teams that they played that are over 500, obviously they beat all 3. One of those teams was Baltimore, okay? Pittsburgh beat Baltimore 28-24 in Baltimore. Okay? So on the surface, you could see, Pittsburgh beat Baltimore in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. So obviously, you think, okay, this game's being played in Pittsburgh. No Lamar Jackson. How can you go wrong with Pittsburgh, right? Wrong. Okay? I'm going to walk you through this, guys. Go back to that game. Let's go back and let's have a look at that Pittsburgh game. We can look at it on the surface, okay? How many times, when we go back and we handicap these games, are we looking at games on the surface without actually diving deep into them, okay? Not just the last time these 2 teams played, but let's go back and let's look at the last few games for each team and how they managed to come out on top or how they managed to lose, okay? But let's specifically talk about the last meeting they had back early November, Pittsburgh-Baltimore, guys. How did that game start, okay? First drive of the game, Lamar Jackson throws an interception, pick 6 coming back the other way, 7-0 Pittsburgh, 45 seconds into the game, okay? That wasn't enough. Lamar Jackson threw another interception. There was 2 interceptions in that game and 2 fumbles, okay? That's 4 turnovers, okay? As a matter of fact, they were minus 3 turnovers on the day. Minus 3 turnovers. Okay? Now, we'll take that out of the equation for a second, okay? How did these 2 teams stack up? We know Pittsburgh won, okay? How did Pittsburgh do? 221 total yards. Now, that number is a little bit skewed. It's a little bit skewed. It's a little bit low, and I'll tell you why it's low. It's low because they had good ball position half the game because they kept getting turnovers, okay? They kept getting turnovers, and it caused them to have a little bit less yards. But despite the fact that they had all this great ball position, Baltimore still managed to make some really key stops in the game. Now, even though Baltimore gave up 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 fumbles, Baltimore managed to get 457 yards of offense. 457 yards of offense. Okay? Now, you're going to say here, Lamar Jackson's not playing today. Okay? Lamar Jackson is that offense. Lamar Jackson drives the offense, etc., etc., etc. Would you be surprised to learn that in that game with that 457 yards of offense, only 208 came out of the arm of Lamar Jackson? 208 passing yards. Okay? I see Griffin in this game putting up 175 plus. I know a lot of people don't. I do. I think he puts up 175 plus. You know why? Because he's mobile. Okay? He'll get rushing yards too. Now, to be fair, in the last game, the last time these 2 teams met, Lamar Jackson did rush for 65 yards. Okay? The Ravens in total ran for 265 yards. Okay, I'll say that again. They ran for 265 yards against this Pittsburgh team. 265. Okay? Lamar Jackson was 65 of those. All right? Do I think Griffin will run for 65 yards in this game? No. But I actually think he'll run for over 30. Okay? So, all things being equal, he's not going to have as many rushing yards. He's not going to have as many passing yards. But can they not fumble the ball or turn it over 4 times in this game? Okay, let's talk about something else that happened. J.K. Dobbins, season high rushing. He averaged 7.5 yards a carry the last time these guys played. 7.5 yards a carry. Gus Edwards, 5.4 yards. Okay, Lamar Jackson, 4.1 yards. See a trend going on here. I know Jackson's not playing. We all know Jackson's not playing. I see the tables being turned here, guys. I see the tables being turned in this game, and I actually believe in this game that Baltimore, in terms of the turnovers, they might even get the advantage in this game for turnovers. I will tell you right now, on paper, Pittsburgh has the number one defense in the league. And I say on paper, guys, because I don't believe they do. Okay, on paper, they only allow 17.4 points per game. Okay, 17.4 points per game. Okay, sixth best in yardage. Okay, there's a little bit of a discrepancy there. They've given up the sixth least amount of yardage, but the number one defense. Why? Because they haven't been able, or they haven't faced teams that have been able to convert, that have been able to score. They've faced these, awful teams. I'm sorry, like 2-win teams, 3-win teams. Okay, they only played 3 teams over 500 in their first 10 games. Okay, their yardage numbers here. Okay, the sixth best yardage is wrong. Okay, their defense is worse than this shows. It is worse than it shows. They're 17.4 points per game. They are worse than that. Okay, the power ratings when you line these two teams up, guys, this is way off. Okay, now further to that, I'm going to say one more thing before I start giving out the picks. Roethlisberger. Okay, you go on social media, like Roethlisberger is going to tear them apart. Blah 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 blah. Okay, people saying 280, 290 yards. I honestly feel, I think they're going to keep them below 250. 240 to 250. I think that's where they're going to keep them, guys. And that makes this game not only close, but it makes it winnable for Baltimore. Winnable. Okay. I have 3 plays for you guys today. They all float around the football game. The first play, which shouldn't come as much surprise here, guys, is imagine after all that I came out and I said we're like Pittsburgh. No. The first play, guys, we're going to take Baltimore plus 10.5. minus 125. Should be no shock. Okay, 1 unit play, Baltimore plus 10.5, minus 125. Next, we are going to go Baltimore, 1 unit, money line. I know someone's like, I better back this up and rewind that. Did that man just say we're taking Baltimore money line against undefeated Pittsburgh at home? Yes. Okay, let's look at this, guys. Baltimore money line plus 385. Okay, plus 385. No Lamar Jackson on the road. It doesn't matter. Here's the reality of the situation. Okay. This is a value play, guys. If your stomach's not there, if your heart's not in it, I get it. Okay. This team, this Baltimore team, guys, right now, I have them win 32 to 38% of the time. Now, normally, guys, when I come out and I give you a number, I'm going to say, okay, 32 to 34, 32 to 35, like somewhere closer. This range is a little bit wider because there are some variables, some unknowns in terms of like Griffin, things like that, so that we widen the margin of error just slightly. But at 32 to 38%, that means that the implied odds, the true value on that line, the true line, should be anywhere from plus 163 to plus 213. We're getting plus 385. The plus 385, that is an implied probability of 20.6% or 1 in 5. Baltimore wins this game more than 1 in 5. Okay? Their offense, even without Lamar, will win this game more than 1 in 5. Their defense will steal this game for them more than 1 in 5 times. Okay? So, again, I try to drive this point home with you guys when I talk about value. I look at Baltimore and, if you ask me straight up, Bri, who are you taking in this game? Like, who do you like? Who would you take in this game straight up? Okay? I'm taking Pittsburgh because I think Pittsburgh wins this game 62 to 68% of the time. I said that, right? 62 to 68% of the time they win it. But guys, we are talking about value, and that is the important part of sports betting. That when we have an opportunity where we can win 32 to 38% of the time, Baltimore money line plus 385, it's a no-brainer play. So again, you have to make that decision. Are you comfortable losing 65, 68% of the time, if you are comfortable with that, this is the play for you because it's a good one. So that is the play, guys. Baltimore money line plus 385. Finally, the last play, and then I'm going to give you guys a breakdown on the total quickly here, okay? The last play, we're loading up on Baltimore again, guys, is I have Baltimore team total over 13.5 minus 138, okay? Baltimore team total over 13.5 minus 138, okay? I believe that Baltimore will score in this, okay? I understand the whole Lamar Jackson is out thing. I love that Lamar Jackson is out because it created a ton of value, okay? There's no way that we could get this line at 13.5 with Lamar Jackson in. Can this team still generate offense against Pittsburgh, against this overrated 10-0 Pittsburgh team? Yes, they can, okay? 13.5 over minus 138, guys. Pardon me, sorry. Okay, so I said I was going to go through that total, see if there's anything else I want to touch on in this game. I got notes everywhere on this game, so bear with me for 1 second. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. Okay, so let's discuss the total here for a second, guys. All right, so here's the deal. I put a bet in early on at over. I took the over at 41.5. Okay, so I bet over 41.5. The lines moved to 42. I changed my mind, a reverse course, and I took the under at 42, okay? I'm not really trying to hit a middle here. That was not my game plan. I'm not trying to hit a middle. I've just ultimately decided that, you know what, the value's thin. The value is thin on the over. I'm glad the line went in my favor, and I managed to get off it. I'm probably going to lose the juice on one side, but there's a slight little opportunity where, it could land on 42 and push one side and win the other. So, I mean, there's a little bit of upside, but I'll tell you the situation here, okay? Obviously, I think Baltimore can score points in this game, okay? So, with that being said, naturally, my tendency is towards the over. There's steam on the over, but here's the issue I have. The money distribution on the under, it looks pretty good, okay? 34% of bets, 53% of money. The other issue I have, late season division rivals, guys, late season division games, they go under 56% of the time, okay? Division games, December, under 56% of the time. So that's something I really want to go up against. The other thing that kind of drags me away a little bit from taking the over in this game is the simple fact that potentially, in my eyes, Baltimore could step up defensively, okay? The defense, guys, psychologically, the defense is sitting there tonight and tomorrow, and they're going to think, okay, you know what? Lamar's out. We have to win this, okay? We have to be the ones to step up on the road and win this for our team. It scares me a little bit. For me, I think, and again, I'm not going to do this, and I don't love parlays, you guys know that, but to me, I actually think that, this is one of those rare games where if you like the over, if you're sold on the over, I don't even mind a parlay with Baltimore getting the 10.5 points, taking the over. I don't mind it. That being said, I'm not going to play it, and you guys know how I feel about parlays. So, to me, guys, the total, I like the over, I lean the over, but I laid off it. I ended up coming back, and I don't like betting against, 56%. I don't like betting against that money distribution, but again, there was steam on the under. I just battled with it too much. I got that play in early. I liked it early. I battled with it too much, and I just decided ultimately, you know what? I'm going to lay off. If the game goes over, if it ends up being over, so be it. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I still think that, for me personally, laying off is the right play. My lean, ever so slightly, would probably be to the over, but I don't know that there's that much of an edge. Plus, the other reason I did lay off on this is because in order to cover that over, guys, my other outcomes are going to have to come in. So I'm heavily invested in those other outcomes. Okay, the Baltimore plus 10.5. I'm heavily invested in the fact that I want Baltimore to win this game straight up, right? At plus 385. Yeah, we want a straight up winner. Plus, I have Baltimore score over 13.5 points. I would love them to run that points up. So I have 3 units invested. So do I really want another unit invested in over 42? Whereas if my first 3 units don't come in, what are the chances that that is going over? So divested. I think that's it. I divested a little bit from my original over. No harm, no foul. I got a half point opportunity to hit a middle and win one side. So that's it, guys. It's a longer video today, but I wanted to give you guys a full breakdown. I know there's going to be those of you out there that disagree because I've read it all, okay? I know some of you guys think Roethlisberger's passed for 280, 290, 300. I saw someone 350. Okay, fine. I don't believe that, okay? I think, guys, last game, okay, 457 yards to 221 yards. The score did not reflect this game. Lamar Jackson or no Lamar Jackson, this is not a 10.5 point dog team. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. Masterclass. I have 3 additional plays in college basketball, including a 2-unit play, nice 2-unit play in college basketball, and 2 others. So 3 Masterclass plays. If you guys are interested, benderwins.com. It's $99 a month. You get my full card, full picks every single day, as well as all the Masterclass educational videos. And yeah, so thank you guys very much. I hope you guys enjoy the game. I hope you guys aren't stuck at work when the game's going on. You can enjoy it. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.